Mrs. Smith can upload assignments, where her students can then download the document, complete the assignment, then upload completed submissions. Google Docs uses a word processor as the main component. File sharing requires much technological competencies, as the student must know computer operation basics, the internet, and word processing skills. Using Google Docs will force Mrs. Smith's students to learn all of these skills and more, increasing their technological competencies for her class as well as in the future. As Google Docs is also a cloud platform, the students will also have an opportunity to learn how cloud technologies work on the internet. Google Docs allows Mrs. Smith to make edit suggestions without actually changing the online document. This would be classified as formative assessment. Mrs. Smith can create comments, suggestions, and provide further information to help the students' understanding of the content directly on their online document. Students will be forced or encouraged to understand specific functionalities of Google Docs, as well as use them frequently, which in turn will expand their technological competencies through hands-on experience. It may also help students in the future using Google Docs and similar technologies. Mrs. Smith uses Google Docs as the medium for summative assessment in her classroom for students by posting rubrics as well as their marks in a private document. Mrs. Smith's students must get used to using the technology in order to review their grades. When using technologies in the classroom, such as Google Docs, Mrs. Smith may consider putting up a technical tutorial in order to teach her students how to use the tool effectively. Using Google Docs to implement summative assessments will encourage students to use the tools provided by Google Docs to find their marks, as well as communicate through Google Docs with Mrs. Smith about their marks and the marking schemes of assignments. This hands-on experience may expose students to new technological experiences like the chat or email functions.
With the use of Google Docs, students are able to collaborate in a way like never before. Students are able to not only work on a paper at the same time, but also work on different sections of the same paper synchronously. No more file or screen sharing. By utilizing Google Docs, we can create communities of practice across wide geographical areas, increase student productivity and interactivity, and even increase students' social responsibility and social skills by allowing them to be more comfortable in their environments. Never before has collaboration and the sharing of ideas and subject matter been this easy and user-friendly. It has never been as easy to edit, revise, and add to work. Teachers can now provide abundantly clear feedback that can be available to students at a click of a button. File sharing. Mrs. Smith can use Google Docs to provide a shared platform where her students can access and upload files similar to Blackboard. Mrs. Smith can upload assignments which students can then download, complete the assignment, then upload the completed submissions. This creates an asynchronous environment for her students where they can download, upload, edit, and share their work. Summative feedback using Google Docs can increase student to instructor exposure and build relationships. By providing this feedback through Google Docs, students will be exposed to technology they can actually utilize themselves for their own benefit to build relationships, create communities of practice, and increase their social competence. By using Google Docs, the instructor will expose him or herself as well as her students to different innovative communication systems, and its broadened perspective is sure to carry new social competencies with it as well, such as how to properly interact with a professor or student on a digital medium. Editing and formative assessment. Mrs. Smith uses Google Docs editing functions both asynchronously and synchronously. Mrs. Smith edits asynchronously by using the track changer feature in Google Docs to create edits within files that students share with.
Created using Powtoon.